So moving on to anthrax. Anthrax is another bacilli. So anthrax is zoonosis. So the meaning of zoonosis is the disease that can be passed from animals to humans. That means a disease that is capable of infecting humans too, but it is commonly found in animals. Animals are infected by ingesting the spores present in soils. So animals can get infected if they ingest the soil that is infected from anthrax. क्या बोल रहा है कि एंथ्रैक्स जो है वो जूनोसिस डिसीज है. जूनोसिस मतलब कि ऐसा डिसीज जो कि एनिमल्स से ह्यूमन को होता है. उसके कॉमन एग्जांपल्स हो सकते हैं जैसे कि स्वाइन फ्लू हो गया, बर्ड फ्लू हो गया. ये क्या होता है, एनिमल से ह्यूमन पे पास होता है. अब सेकेंड पॉइंट बोल रहे हैं एनिमल्स आर इन्फेक्टेड बाय इंजेस्टिंग ऑफ स्पोर्स प्रेजेंट इन दी सॉइल. तो एनिमल्स कैसे इन्फेक्ट होते हैं उस पर्टिकुलर डिसीज से, तो वो ऐसे इन्फेक्ट होंगे कि सॉइल में जैसे कि वो बैक्टीरिया प्रेजेंट है. तो अगर एनिमल्स जो है प्लांट खा रहे हैं जिसमें पर्टिकुलर सॉइल है या प्लांट जो है वो सॉइल से कनेक्टेड है तो उनको वो डिसीज हो सकता है. डायरेक्ट स्प्रेड फ्रॉम एनिमल टू एनिमल इज रेयर. एनिमल से एनिमल में स्प्रेड होना ये काफ़ी रेयर है, पर सॉइल टू एनिमल स्प्रेड हो सकता है. द डिसीज इज जनरली अ फेटल सेप्टिसीमिया बट मे समटाइम्स बी लोकलाइज्ड रिसेंबलिंग द क्यूटेनियस डिसीज इन ह्यूमन. नाउ फेटल सेप्टिसीमिया दैट मीन्स व्हेन द बैक्टीरिया infection elsewhere in the body such as lungs or in skin enters the blood stream and can be life threatening. That means fetal septicemia, that means if the bacteria is present in lungs or in skin but it enters the blood stream, so it is capable of infecting the whole body and can be life threatening. That is known as fetal septicemia. And cutaneous disease, that means any medical condition or any disease that infects or affects the skin, that is cutaneous disease. Infected animals shed in the discharge from mouth, nose and rectum. Large number of bacilli which sporulate in soil and remain as the source of infection. So the infected animals can infect others through the discharges that come out from their mouth, nose and also from the rectum. And large number of bacilli can sporulate in soil. That means they can produce or form spores in the soil and remains as the source of infection and can remain as the source of infection for very long. So human anthrax is contracted from animals directly or indirectly. So human anthrax is causing disease to human by direct or indirect contact from animal. So it can be cutaneous, that means that affects skin, pulmonary, that affects lungs, or interstitial, that affect interstitial area of the body. All types are leading to fetal septicemia or meningitis. Fetal septicemia means life-threatening blood infection, or meningitis, that means infections of the meninges layer of the brain. Anthrax may be industrial or non-industrial agriculture. The former is found in workers in industries such as meat packing or wool factories. So in industrial kind of infection, it occurs when a particular worker is working in a meat industry or wool packing factories. And non-industrial, that means occupational disease, those who are frequently associated with animals or those who are in contact with animals such as vegetarians, butchers and farmers, they are easily affected by anthrax. So that comes under non-industrial. Now next point is cutaneous anthrax, used to be caused by shaving brushes made with animal hair. Tomoxys calcitrans and other biting insects may occasionally transmit infections mechanically. So what is Tomoxys calcitrans? So Tomoxys calcitrans is nothing but a common stable fly or common मक्खी. तो कॉमन मक्खी क्या करता है, वो एक पर्सन से दूसरे पर्सन में इन्फेक्ट कर सकता है या एंथ्रैक्स को पास कर सकता है. Now laboratory diagnosis or how we can find that anthrax is present in a particular patient or particular bacteria is present in that particular medium or particular patient or has infected particular patient. So these are the laboratory diagnosis. First one is microscopy, when we culture any tissue biopsies, when we can see, or when we culture any bacteria, when we see under microscope, we come to know that particular kind of bacteria has infected the patient. Next one is culture. So culture, when we see that the bacteria has a particular kind of structure, or it is heat resistant, it is aerobe or anaerobe, then that is known as culture. Now animal inoculation. So the meaning of animal inoculation is the injection of serum, microorganism or viral organism into laboratory animals for the purpose of immunization. That means when we test animal in the laboratory for the purpose of immunization, that is known as animal inoculation. Next is serological demonstration of anthrax antigen in infected tissue. Next one is antibodies to the organisms can be demonstrated by gel diffusion, complement fixation, antigen coated tan red cell, agglutination and ELISA technique. Now anthracoid bacilli. A large number of variety of non-pathogenic aerobe spore-bearing bacilli appearing as common contaminants in cultures and having a general resemblance to the anthrax bacilli have been collectively called pseudoanthrax or anthracoid bacilli. Many members of genus Bacilli other than the anthrax bacillus have occasionally caused human infections. तो पहला पॉइंट क्या बोल रहा है, लार्ज नंबर एंड वैरायटी ऑफ नॉन पैथोजेनिक एंड एरोस्पोर बियरिंग बैसिलाई appearing as common contaminants in culture. That means ये क्या है, नॉन पैथोजेनिक एरोबिक स्पोर है. नॉन पैथोजेनिक दैट मीन्स जो डिसीजेस कॉज नहीं करता, बट हमको कल्चर में कैसा दिखता है, अगर हम उसका कल्चर करते हैं तो हमको वो कैसा दिखता है, हमको वो कॉमन कंटेमिनेटिंग बैक्टीरिया की तरह दिखता है. तो हम और वो उसका थोड़ा जो रिसेम्बलेंस होता है वो रहता है एंथ्रेक्स बैसिलाई के जैसा. मतलब कि ये होता तो है नॉन पैथोजेनिक एरोबिक बैक्टीरिया, लेकिन ये हमको माइक्रोस्कोप के अंदर थोड़ा सा इसका जो स्ट्रक्चर है वो हमको दिखेगा एंथ्रेक्स बैसिलाई के जैसा. Many members of genus Bacilli other than the anthrax bacilli have occasionally caused human infections. Means the family of these bacteria are capable of infecting humans, but not this bacteria. It has also associated with septicemia, meningitis, endocarditis, pneumonia, wound infection, and other suppurative lesions, particularly as an opportunist pathogen. अब हम पहले क्या पढ़े थे कि जो पर्टिकुलर बैक्टीरिया है ये नॉन पैथोजेनिक है, जो कि ज़्यादा कंटेमिनेशन या ज़्यादा इन्फेक्शन नहीं फैलाता है ह्यूमन में. लेकिन अब हम थर्ड पॉइंट में ये भी पढ़ रहे हैं कि ये सेप्टिसेमिया, मेनिंजाइटिस, एंडोकार्डाइटिस, निमोनिया, वुंड इन्फेक्शन कॉज कर सकता है. लेकिन किन पे कॉज करेगा, इसको बोला गया है अपॉर्चुनिस्ट पैथोजन. तो सिर्फ ये उन पे ही कॉज करेगा जिनका इम्यून सिस्टम वीक है. ये बैक्टीरिया जो है वो अपॉर्चुनिटी देखता है कि मैं किन को इन्फेक्ट कर सकता हूँ. तो अगर किसी पेशेंट का इम्यून सिस्टम काफ़ी वीक है तो वो उस चीज़ का एडवांटेज लेगा और फिर वो सच पेशेंट को इन्फेक्ट कर सकता है. तो डी सबस्टाइलिस एंड डी लिकेनियोफॉर्मिस and a few other species have also been occasionally isolated from such lesions. That means ये जो बैक्टीरिया के टाइप्स हैं, that is B subtilis and B lichenoformis, ये जो है लीजन्स या किसी घाव से जो है वो आइसोलेट किया जा सकता है. Now last one is Bacillus cereus. That means B cereus has become an important cause of food poisoning. ये particular bacteria जो है वो food poisoning cause करता है. Now second point, it is widely distributed in nature and may readily isolated from soil. That means it is present in large amount in nature and can be extracted from soil, vegetable and wide variety of food including milk, cereals, spices, meat and poultry. B cereus is generally motile but non-motile stains may occur. It is a motile bacteria, that means which can move, but while staining it looks like non-motile bacteria. It resembles B. anthracis except that it is not capsulated and does not react with anthrax fluorescent antibody conjugate. It looks a little bit like B. anthracis, but the main difference between B. cereus and B. anthracis is that B. anthracis has a capsulated bacteria, or its bacteria or its cell is capsulated, but B. cereus is not capsulated. So that is the main difference between B. anthracis and B. cereus. Otherwise they both look same. B. cereus produces two patterns of foodborne diseases. That means it can cause two kinds of foodborne diseases in two patterns, we can say. One is associated with wide range of food including cooked meat and vegetables. It is characterized by diarrhea and abdominal pain 8 to 16 hours after ingestion of contaminated food. Means that if you eat contaminated food, so after 8 to 16 hours, person will be suffering from diarrhea and abdominal pain. Vomiting is rare, means vomiting will not occur, it will only occur in rare condition. The second type is associated almost exclusively with the consumption of cooked rice, usually fried rice from Chinese restaurants. So the first type was associated with meat and uncooked vegetable or overcooked vegetable. So the second one is associated with cooked rice and the fried rice, usually from the Chinese restaurant. The illness is characterized by acute nausea and vomiting 1 to 5 hours after the meal. So we can see that the illness will be characterized by acute nausea and vomiting only after 1 to 5 hours after eating the contaminated food. Diarrhea is not common. B. cereus is present in large number in cooked rice and fecal sample of this patient. Thank you for listening to my presentation. This was all about bacilli and its morphology, its characteristics and its resistance. I hope you all understood this topic, and I have explained each and every terminology and each and every word. So I hope that you all will be able to answer all the questions related to this particular topic. Thank you. Stay safe, stay at home.